Please rise for the flag pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, welcome to the Morrison County Planning and Zoning. Okay, this is the meeting of the Morrison County Planning Commission. The commission is made up of citizens from the 5 commissioner districts of the county and 1 county commissioner. The purpose of this commission is to oversee the preparation of the Morrison County land use controls, hear and review applications, and offer recommendations for conditional use permits, interim use permits, subdivision plat approval, plan unit developments, rezones, and other matters to be considered by it under the Morrison County Land Use Control Ordinance. Our powers are established in state statutes chapter 394.21 to 394.37. Conditional uses and interim uses are recommended for approval upon a showing by an applicant that standards and criteria stated in the ordinance will be satisfied. All questions must be answered in affirmative in order for the Planning Commission to recommend approval for a CUP or an IUP unless conditions can be attached that bring the proposed use into compliance and mitigate the negative finding of fact. Condition and restrictions may be imposed by the Planning Commission as deemed necessary to protect the public interest. After your public hearing is complete, you may leave if you wish. So we have one agenda on item for the Planning Commission tonight, and if the applicants would want to come up here and sit up front. So we have Felty and Lizzie Borntrager and Jonas Borntrager, 25632 285th Avenue, Piers, Minnesota. Application for interim use permit to establish a home extended business specifically for a horse riding and training arena located in the point of north half of southwest quarter, section 7, township 42, range 29, Pulaski Township. So if the applicants would want to talk into the microphone and give us your name for the record, please.
My name is Jonas Borntrager.
Felty Borntrager.
Okay, thank you. So now we'll have the staff, if Amy's ready for the staff report, we'll have her go ahead with that.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a note, we do have 1 commissioner joining us via Teams, so just be sure to speak into your microphone tonight so he can hear. Again, this is an application for an interim use permit to establish a home extended business. It is located in section 7 of Pulaski Township. The ordinance reference is section 604.8. That requires an interim use permit for home extended businesses. This is a plat map of Pulaski Township, and the red dot is the location of the parcel. And then here's the interim use permit request received from the applicant. And a site drawing also provided by the applicant. And then here is an aerial photograph of the parcel outlined in blue. And then some oblique imagery of the property. The applicant, Jonas Borntrager, resides on the property with the owner of the property, Felty Borntrager. The property is made up of 2 parcels for a total of 93 acres. Excuse me. The Platte River runs through the parcel, so it is dually zoned agriculture and shoreland. The applicant is a farrier, and most farrier work is done off-site at clients' homes. The applicant is proposing to build a 12,120 square foot horse stable and indoor riding arena where he will house up to 13 horses at a time for boarding and training. The applicant would offer the indoor riding arena to farrier and training clients for year-round riding and barrel practice. The barn would be located within the agriculture zone portion of the property, and the horses would not have access to the river or be kept within the shoreline zone portion of the property. The property is served by County State Aid Highway 23, which is also called 285th Avenue, which is a paved county road. The existing driveway entrance would be utilized for this use. Surrounding property is zoned agriculture and is made up of crop land and rural residences. And then here's a zoomed out aerial photo of the area. The performance standards within the ordinance for home extended businesses are here on your screen. I'm not going to go through them, but I've got them here in case you want to refer back to any of them. The applicable comprehensive plan goals and objectives in agriculture is Goal A1, Objective 6. Goal A2, Objective 1. Local economic development, Goal C1, Objective 1. Objective 8, and then Goal C2. Objectives 1 and 2, 7 and 19. A suggested condition, if approved, would be that the IUP for the home extended business shall be valid until Jonas Bornträger no longer resides at the property. 19 notices were sent and no comment was received prior to the public hearing. And then here are your interim use criteria questions, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. So at this time, I'll ask the applicant, maybe Jonas, you want to just kind of explain this project and what you're trying to do, or how it came about, or what you foresee it becoming? Now's your time to just go ahead and kind of give us an overview.
Okay, well, it's kind of new at this here. I've never been to one like this, so I'm going to be honest, I'm a little nervous. But I guess the best thing I can say is just building it for the community, training horses for other people, for myself too, and yeah, I guess it's going to be a community thing too, you know, where whether you're Amish or non-Amish, it's you know, everybody's going to have their charge to come in there and use the stable and stuff like that, the boarding and fees and stuff like that. But yeah, I guess that's about all I can say for right now.
Okay, and we'll have some questions for you guys too. There's no reason to be nervous. The only guy up here that's going to be kind of ugly maybe is that little guy right here. So, so anybody at this time on the planning commission have any questions for an applicant? Go ahead, Marv.
Mr. Chair, first, you know, it sounds like you're going to have a few individuals coming and dropping off horses. How much road traffic do you expect?
Oh, I don't, it's kind of hard to say. I mean, it's a new thing in the area there, but like right now, with just shoeing, I'm getting, you know, it varies from week to week. Some weeks I got 5-6 trailers coming in a week. The next week I might not have any trailers coming in because I do go out to a lot of people too. You know, once this up, it's kind of hard to say. Once this up, you know, people coming in for an hour and then leaving again, riding their horse and exercising their horse with the barrels and the poles and, you know, different stuff like that. But I would say it's going to be used a little bit more than what it is now. But, you know, is there going to be 12, 13 trailers coming in a week? That I guess I can't say that for right now, but there is times where there's 5-6 trailers coming in right now, you know, with horses, just bringing them over, we'll shoe them, and then they're leaving again and stuff.
So not a tremendous, but a few. Something I've noticed that you have a show arena, and are you expecting to have a larger group having shows, or is it just going to be for practicing at the show arena?
Just going to be for practicing. Practicing and training, yeah. It's not going to be no big shows like barrel races or anything like that. It's just going to be, you know, individual coming in and using the barrel pattern and then being done. No, there's not going to be like 15, 16 trailers there at a time doing a barrel race and, you know, prizes and stuff like that. There's not going to be none of that, so.
Okay, thanks, Jonas. I have no more questions at this time.
Go ahead, Amy.
When you have people come in riding, are you gonna be doing that by appointment? They're not, you're gonna know when they're coming? They're
Yes.
not gonna just show up, so you'll be able to kind of regulate how many horses and how many people
Yes.
are gonna be there at any given time, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Chair?
Mr. Stitch, go ahead.
Amy, if you could go back to the pictometry picture that showed the site pretty well.
The one with the barns, the aerial.
Yeah,
That one?
yeah, yep. So the Could you point out on the map where that is going to be? And are there trees obviously going to be taken out? And,
Yes, there's gonna be trees taken out too.
Okay.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
go ahead up there.
So the arena's gonna be sitting about right in here. The 5 acre parcel comes and it's right in here and it goes straight out to the roadside. My setback's gotta be 50 feet from that back is where the front of the arena's gonna start. I went back 55 feet just to give me some room in there. So it'll be sitting right in here. The driveway will be coming in about 10 feet and then just kitty corner over here. There'll be a big turnaround in here. And there'll be plenty of parking spots in there and stuff like that. Where a big trailer can come in and park in and, stuff like that.
And you've got 89 feet from the right-of-way or from the,
Yes.
So-
I came in 40 feet from the center of the road, and then I went another, it'd be 80 feet. 40 feet from the center, and then I think it said another 40. I went 45 back is what I came back. That would be, give me some room for the eaves and stuff on the building.
you didn't have the counties stake out the right-of-way and the setback, or?
No, I did not.
Okay.
No, I don't have nothing staked out or anything like that, but I did show, like the excavator and stuff like that, kind of where it's going, and, that's what we measured off, was about 88 feet or 85 feet, somewhere right in there.
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead, Amy.
when he builds the arena, he will need a permit, and we will field check that, and we
Okay.
will make sure that that does meet setback from the road right of way. So that'll get taken care of during the permitting process.
Sure. You mentioned a 5 acre parcel. What's your rationale on that? Keeping it in a 5 acre parcel so that it could be split off at another time, or what's?
No, the 5 acre parcel is where the original building site is now. That was all surveyed off before we even bought the farm or anything like
Oh,
that.
I see.
So, yeah, you can see there, the 5 acre,
Oh, okay.
that's surveyed
And
off
you're
with the building.
Trying to keep it in that 5 acre
No,
parcel?
it's gonna have to be on the outside. There's
Oh,
not
yeah.
enough room to
Okay,
keep it
I'm
in that
getting it now.
5
Okay,
acres.
thanks.
So from that blue line you see on the top, I gotta stay back 50 feet from that, so if it ever does get surveyed off, so my setbacks are correct, stuff like that.
Okay, thanks for clarifying that. And the structure's pole frame, or?
The stable part of it is 56 feet, or 58 feet wide and 60 feet long. That'll be a stud frame building with insulation and stuff like that. And then the riding arena will be what they call the hoop building. It's got the fabric over the top. The fabric will go all the way down to the ground and stuff like that. That's what's gonna be the
Okay.
riding arena will be that.
So no vertical sidewalls, all hoop sidewalls, or some?
It's gonna be a 14-foot high sidewall leg, which that's all manufactured into your steel truss where the hoop is. It goes up 14 feet and then your hoop starts off of that, but it's all manufactured steel. It's all, the snow load and everything is there what's required for this area, so.
Okay, thanks. Do you have any idea what the height of the building will be?
The height of the building will be 36 feet high.
Okay. And I know there are some height regulations that aren't really enforced in ag, but,
Mr. Chair, if it's an ag building, they're exempt from the height restriction.
there's what?
If it's an ag building,
Right.
they're exempt from the height
Okay,
restriction.
thank you. I think that clarifies all of that.
You're done. Mr. Brucher, you have anything?
No, I think you guys covered it pretty well, and I think Jonas has done a good job of explaining what he plans to do, and I think I've got a good picture of what he plans to do from your explanation, and then, Dave, you asked some good questions too as well. No, I have nothing additional.
Brent, do you have anything?
Just a couple, Mr. Chair. Just clarifying here some of the performance standards. Jonas, how many employees do you plan to have there? Is it going to be just you and family, or is there going to be actual employees that run this?
Just gonna be me and family for now, maybe 20 years down the line, I don't know, it's hard to say. But for right now, it's just gonna be me and family.
And the rest of the property is currently used for agricultural purposes?
yes.
Okay. What exactly is the other part of the land used for now?
But the fields, that's all in hay, and then there's woods on there and, hunting and stuff like that, but it's just a building site, and then we just use the farmland as hay, and we do some hunting, and stuff like that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have, I think all between Dave and some of the other ones, they asked the same questions I was gonna ask on employees and things like that, but, so you're gonna do training and boarding? Is what-
Yes, that's the
Okay.
plan for now, yeah.
Okay,
Probably gonna be more training than boarding, but both of them, if somebody drops a horse off for the winter, yeah, it'll be boarding.
okay. Yeah, I don't think I have any more question. I'm good. You guys got anything else you'd have to add, that you guys would want to add, or? Okay, if not, we'll move to public comment. So if anybody here would like to address this commission on behalf of the applicants or against, if you would, please go up to the podium and state your name for the record and say your piece. Nobody? So I have to ask 3 times. So is there any public input? Any public input? Okay, and before I ask one more time, did we get any correspondence, Amy, on this?
Mr. Chair, we did not.
Okay. Any public comment? Okay, we're gonna close this portion of the meeting to the public comment, to the public. Okay, and then we didn't hear nothing from the township or nothing, no, okay. Okay, so there's no more, so you guys have ready for the questions? Go through our sheets, or you guys got anything you would add ask the applicant? No, ready to go through the sheets?
I'm ready for the question.
Okay. Okay, I'll start with Brent. The use will not put excess of burden on roadways, utilities, and public facilities such as parks and schools.
I think this is, as we heard from the applicant here, it's going to be limited traffic under 12 a week. This is coming off a tar road, not too many concerns about dust, excess, limited noise. As far as utilities and public facilities, there aren't any parks or schools out there that are going to be affected by this. And most of it's going to occur in the indoor area once the structure is built, so. I think that's all I have to say now.
Anybody else have anything to add to this?
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead, Mr. Stish.
going to add that all parking is off-road. It looks like there's a large parkway, more than adequate for the number of guests or customers he plans on being there at any one time. Also, that it's using the same approach as is already in place. I assume that's one reason we didn't hear from the county. Nice to have just one approach instead of 2. I think it's going to be pretty well screened by trees surrounding it. I know you're going to remove a fair number of trees for the parking lot and the building. One question that didn't get asked was signage. Do you plan on having a sign somewhere? The building will be visible from the road. Is that, what's your plan there? There are some restrictions on the size of sign or signs and,
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe putting something on the end of the building. That's one reason I went back, like 88 feet, so I could hang a little sign there, maybe a 4x4 sign or something like that. I guess the question I have is what are the setbacks on the signs, if I do put one out by the road?
Amy, you want to answer that?
Mr. Chair, it needs to be out of the road right of way, and we would work with you on the specifics on what you can have for a sign.
Okay.
And that would need to be permitted too, so we would work
Okay.
through the permit process on that.
And I guess the other thing I'd like to add is you're familiar with the business standards that are attached to your packet? You've reviewed those and,
Yes, I read through them a little bit, yep. Not just a whole lot, I guess, but I did read some of them.
will there be a bathroom facility in the building or?
No, no. The only thing that'll be in there is just a shower for horses, you know?
Okay.
That'd be the only thing that'd be in there, but there's there's no bathroom or nothing in there.
Okay, no satellite bathroom or anything like that?
Yes, that it will be like a Ken's can, you know, like a
Porta potty, yep.
Like a porta potty, yes, you know, it'd
Okay.
be sitting on the outside there if somebody,
Alright.
you know, somebody'd have to use
Because I think
it or
that's
something.
part of your plan as to how sewage is taken care of and?
Yes, yep.
So that would be taken care of by somebody like Ken? I
Yeah.
mean, rather, okay. All right, thanks.
Okay, so we'll go to question 2. We'll start with Mr. Stish. The request will not be detrimental to the use and enjoyment of other property in the immediate vicinity for the purposes already permitted, nor impede the normal and orderly development and improvement of surrounding vacant property for uses predominant in the area.
How many letters were sent out, Amy? I didn't catch that.
19.
92?
19.
19. 92, that would be more populated than I thought the area was. 19. Okay, 19, and there was no feedback. It's an ag business in an ag area. It's should have no impact on others, and there was no feedback from others to that effect.
Anybody else like to add anything to that, or? Okay, if not, I'd just say it'll be actually a nice add to the area. It'll be a service for not only the neighborhood, but the surrounding county and counties. So I think it'll actually add to the enjoyment of the nearby properties. Question 3, we'll start with Marvin. The use and opinion of the planning commission is reasonably related to the existing land use and environment. Groundwater, surface water, and air quality in the surrounding area will not be adversely affected by the proposed use.
I don't believe it will be. One item is there was a creek or a stream running through the property. The building will be nowhere near that, so it will be out of that impact area. It is basically supporting ag in an ag area, so it wouldn't create an issue at all with that.
Anybody have anything to add? The only thing I'd say, we're not talking a ton of animals, so we don't have to worry about the big manure problems we'd have maybe from like a feedlot or anything like that. So be limited on animals for the amount of space that's going to be there. You got to think about the trees that are around it that help filter any of the runoff that would occur maybe from the roof line, and also just give a buffer between the neighbors. So number 4, we'll go to Dave Brucher. The use is consistent with the purposes of the zoning ordinance and the purposes of the zoning district in which the applicant intends to locate the proposed use.
Yes, it is consistent. I don't have all of the statement of purpose for rural businesses like this, but it does fit right in with the purposes. Very limited ag use business. A half dozen horses, if you could have half dozen cows out there, and nobody'd even ask them to be in here and have a permit. So I say it definitely is consistent. Thank you.
Anybody have anything to add?
Mr. Chair, I would like to add, it is basically supporting ag in an ag area.
Okay,
And Mr. Chair,
go ahead.
in the staff report, the objectives cited, it promotes animal husbandry, it actually protects from any conflicting uses by being in an ag use. It's a rural business in a rural setting, very nice setting. So I think that is what the purpose of the ag zoning district is to keep it ag, keep it looking rural, and it definitely will do that.
Okay, thank you. So move on to question 5. The use is not in conflict with the comprehensive plan or the water plan of the county. I believe that's a true statement. There won't be no conflict. I kind of stated in a previous question, there's be very little, should be no runoff as far as erosion, I should say, not runoff. But from the runoff water, there shouldn't be no erosion. I think the sewage, there isn't really going to be a sewer. You're going to use a porta potty type thing for restrooms for people, so we don't have to worry about that. Then if you look through the comprehensive plan, I don't think there's no red flags here that really would be against any of them. So I would say that number 5 would be a true statement. Anybody have anything to add to that?
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead, Mr. Stish.
just like stated in the objectives in the packet, it provides employment opportunities and services for others. It will attract people to the area, and it'll maintain and enhance the ag setting that it's in.
Okay, thank you. Okay, before we move on to vote, we have to have an end date for this thing, and I think it said in here that you would agree, Jonas, that this permit, if it would go through, would last until you're no longer on the property. Is that a sufficient end date to you?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we'll go by with that. Is there any conditions you guys need to put on? I don't see any, but. Okay. With that, then we'll go through and vote. Okay, number 1, the use will not put an excessive burden on roadways, utilities, and public facilities such as parks and schools. Brent,
Yes.
Dave Stish,
Yes.
Marvin Treadle,
Yes.
Dave Brucher,
Yes.
myself, Clint Catherine, is yes. Question 2, the request will not be detrimental to the use and enjoyment of other property in the immediate vicinity for the purposes already permitted, nor impede the normal and orderly development and improvement of surrounding vacant property for uses predominant area. Dave Stish,
Yes.
Marvin Treadle,
Yes.
David Brucher,
Yes.
myself, Clint Catherine, is yes. Brent Lindgren.
Yes.
Okay, question 3, the use in the opinion of the planning commission is reasonably related to the existing land use and the environment. Groundwater, surface water, and air quality in the surrounding area will not be adversely affected by the proposed use. Marvin Treadle,
Yes.
Dave Brucher,
Yes.
myself, Clint Catherine, is yes. Brent Lindgren,
Yes.
Dave Stish.
Yes.
Okay, question 4, the use is consistent with the purposes of the zoning ordinance and the purposes of the zoning district in which the applicant intends to locate the proposed use. Dave Brucher.
Yes.
Myself, Clint Catherine, is yes. Brent Lindgren.
Yes.
Dave Stish.
Yes.
Marvin Treadle.
Yes.
Okay. Question 5. The use is not in conflict with the comprehensive plan or the water plan of the county. Myself, Clint Catherine, is yes. Brent Lindgren.
Yes.
Dave Stish.
Yes.
Marvin Treadle.
Yes.
Dave Brucher.
Yes.
Okay. All questions have been answered in affirmative. So I guess we'll take a motion to recommend or deny.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we'd forward this to the commissioners to approve.
I'll second that.
Okay, there's a motion made and seconded to recommend that the commissioners would approve this. All in favor say aye. Dave Brucher,
Yeah, aye.
Brent Lindgren,
Aye.
Marvin Treadle,
Aye.
Dave Stish,
Aye.
Myself, Clint Catherine, is aye. Okay, so when is the commissioners meeting, the date, I guess?
So this recommendation will go to the county board on May 24th, which is this coming Tuesday. And so, and the county board will consider your application, the recommendation of the planning commission, and will either grant or deny the permit. So you'll know on Tuesday, okay? Thanks.
And in between times, if you have any questions, contact Amy at Land Services. Okay, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You guys can go. Thank you.
Yeah, come to more of these public meetings. You did good.
Okay, so now we got minutes to approve from April 26th.
I move that we accept the minutes as presented.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, motion made and seconded to approve the April 22nd minutes. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Okay, minutes passed. Any, what's first, old or new? Any old business?
I met with the county board today at a planning session to discuss the ag zoning district stuff, and I haven't had time to put it all together yet because I had a busy day. But I will be getting out some draft ordinance language for all of you to look at prior to a public hearing. But in a nutshell, they did not remove the feedlot to non-feedlot residence setback, but they reduced it. Kept the dwelling density the same, 3 per quarter, but is allowing additional with CUP. Reduced the minimum parcel size to 1 acre. Removed the feedlot to feedlot setback, and made the property line setbacks between tier 1 through 4 the same at 200 feet from the property line. So I'll be putting all of that together, and I'll probably send you an email just summarizing that also. But just wanted to update you on that is the direction that they were ready to go in. They weren't quite ready to remove that setback altogether. So anyway, that's what I have for follow-up on that. Otherwise, I don't have anything else, Mr. Chair.
I already expressed my displeasure to the 3 of them. Anybody have any new business?
I don't have any, Mr. Chair.
Okay, if not, we'll take a motion to adjourn.
Move that we adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion made and second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Meeting adjourned.